Alright, I'm making a video on brackets. A lot of people have asked me for my picks. A lot of people do every year because they know I do watch college basketball. And I watch a tournament every year. College basketball is my favorite week of the year. I love watching college basketball. It's they just have so many games on so many different networks. Keep yourself busy. I'm sure anybody that watches it knows that it's real exciting, really competitive with some of the co-workers and your brackets, and college basketball is a fun little time. But for my picks, I'm going to start in. It's going to be kind of hard to read some of these. I tried to work out the camera as best as I could, but it's not the greatest. I'm going to start out in the East bracket right here. It's the top right bracket. You have Syracuse against UNC Asheville. No 16 seed is beating a 1. Their 1 seeds are 108 and 0 against them. I don't see that changing this year. So Syracuse over them, over UNC Asheville. Kansas State and Southern Miss. Now Southern Miss at all this year. It's a team I know absolutely nothing about. That's usually pretty strange for me to say because I usually know quite a bit. But Kansas State should beat them. Kansas State's pretty good. They got a forward and Wally Judge, who's a great player. And then they have Jacob Pullen still there. Kansas State's pretty good. Surprised to see that they had losses, but they did play in the Big 12, which I think was the best conference, top to bottom, in the country. Next, below that, you have Vanderbilt and Harvard. 12 seeds usually beat 5 seeds pretty often. I would say pick at least 2 a year. This year, I'm only picking 1 just because I just don't see a whole lot of good 12 seed teams. But I got Vanderbilt in this game. Harvard's a decent 12 seed team, but Vandy just tournament, they're pretty good. I like them. You just can't pick Harvard there. Wisconsin against Montana. I'm not high on Wisconsin. Many people are not. Some people are actually picking Montana in this game. They're 25 and 6. Wisconsin just finds ways to win the games. Though they slow it down. It's boring basketball, but they're good. They'll win that game. Not very confident in it, but Texas and Cincinnati. I think Texas is a real good pick here for an upset against the 6th seed Cincinnati. They're a dangerous team, very athletic. They are every year. I'm going to take Texas over Cincinnati. That's probably my first upset. Florida State against St. Bonaventure. Florida State just beat North Carolina and Duke in back-to-back days in the ACC tournament. They beat North Carolina and Duke in the regular season. Florida State's a very dangerous team. A lot of people think they can go as deep as the Final Four this year. I'm not really high on them. I think a lot of people invest too much in what happens in this tournaments before the big tournament, the conference tournaments. But they're going to beat St. Bonaventure. I think Florida State will get out of the first round. St. Bonaventure wasn't exactly supposed to get in, but they won their conference tournament. That's how they got in. Gonzaga against West Virginia. West Virginia is a very overrated team. Surprised they got into the tournament. But they play in the Big East, play a tough schedule. Gonzaga's pretty good. They play in the West Coast Conference. And they finished 2nd in the tournament and 2nd in the regular season. St. Mary's, but Gonzaga's pretty good. They will beat West Virginia in the first round. Ohio State and Loyola MD, Maryland, I guess. Don't know a whole lot about them either, but Ohio State's pretty damn good. Jared Sullinger, Buford, Lighty, good wing player. F2 plays very good defense on the ball. Ohio State's going to be a pretty solid lock in this tournament to go kind of deep, I think. I'm going to go right below that, Midwest first round. North Carolina against Lamar / Vermont, the winner of the play-in game. Like I said, 16 seeds never beaten one. It's not going to happen. North Carolina, easy. Creighton, Alabama. Creighton all day. Alabama is a team that is not very good, and Creighton's a team that's pretty damn good. Alabama has one player. His name is Green. I think his first name starts with a J. It might be Jamar or something, or Jamarcus. One of the two, but either way, Alabama doesn't shoot any threes. They're not very good. Creighton should blow out Alabama in this game. They got a player in Doug McDermott who is you will by the end of the tournament. Great player. Next, you have Temple and the winner of South Florida and California in the playing game. I see South Florida winning the playing game. South Florida wins that. They could give Temple a scare here. I'm going to take Temple. I don't know a whole lot about Temple, but I don't know. It's hard for me to a playing game team because you have to figure. Well, you have to figure out which team's going to win the playing game because most people turn their brackets in before that. Some people don't. And then you have to pick that team again. I just don't like the whole playing game system, the way they have it set up. It's interesting, but two good 12 seeds like VCU, I mean, it's kind of hard to pick. Well, they have to beat a team just to even get their name into the bracket, and then they're going to go all the way to the final. It's kind of hard to pick them that far, but... next, you got Michigan and Ohio. Michigan's pretty good. Ohio's alright. Just another team that won their conference tournament or mid-major school. But Michigan's good. They got Trey Burke, and they also have Tim Hardaway Jr. there. They got a lot of good players on this team. Michigan easily. And NC State and San Diego State. I got NC State in this one. They played pretty good in the ACC, pretty good towards the end of the year. They're coming in pretty hot. San Diego State has been pretty good all year too, but I'm going to take NC State as an upset as 11 over 6. My biggest first round upset is next. I got Belmont beating Georgetown. Belmont almost beat Duke at the beginning of the year. They gave a couple teams a scare. I know they almost beat Memphis. They can play with these teams, and anything can happen in the tournament. Georgetown's a team I thought that would be susceptible to be getting bounced in the first round anyways, and Belmont's a team that I liked going in, so it was kind of good for me that they matched up against each other. St. Mary's against Purdue. I like St. Mary's. St. Mary's is pretty good in the West Coast Conference. They won their tournament. They won the regular season. Is pretty good. They got a player, Matthew Dellavedova, that is someone we may be hearing in the tournament. Detroit, Kansas is pretty good. Detroit also is pretty decent. Detroit at the 15th seed is a 1-15 seed that I do think has a chance. Player, he's the coach's son. I can't think of his name. But Detroit has a chance to beat Kansas. Kansas got a really tough draw this year. But with Thomas Robinson, Tyshawn Taylor, I think they will get out of the first round. Next, we're going to top left. You got Kentucky against Missouri Valley State in Western Kentucky. Kentucky will crush them. They're the heavy favorites to win this whole tournament. Next, you have Iowa State and UConn. I like Iowa State here. Royce White's been very good for them since leaving the Gophers. UConn's coming in hot, but they're still not that good. They could be a dangerous team, though. But I'm going to take Iowa State. Wichita State against VCU. I like Wichita State. Like I said, Missouri Valley Conference. They're pretty good. Them and Creighton, both very dangerous teams. Indiana is playing New Mexico State. I like Indiana there. UNLV against Colorado. I like UNLV. They scared a couple teams early on. I know they beat UNC. I can't remember who else off the top of my head. I know UNC was one of them. Baylor against South Dakota State. Baylor should win easily. Perry Jones III is a great player. They got another young freshman that's really good too. Notre Dame against Xavier. I like Notre Dame. Duke against Lehigh, I like Duke. Michigan State against LIU, Brooklyn, Michigan State. Memphis, St. Louis. Memphis is a very dangerous team. Like them a lot. Um, Next, you got Long Beach State, New Mexico. I like Long Beach State. They're another team that played a very tough schedule. Finished 25-8. Very good guard on this team. Shoot the three ball good. Long Beach State's a dangerous team. Louisville against Davidson. I'm going to take Louisville. They played pretty good coming into the tournament, but I don't think they're all that great, but they should beat Davidson. Murray State against Colorado State. Murray State is a good team. They got Isaiah Cannon on that team. He will be a household name for people watching this tournament, and he is going to be good. This Murray State team is the most dangerous team in the tournament. If you can figure out how deep to send them, you should win your bracket. Marquette against BYU or Iona. Marquette will win that. Florida over Virginia, and Missouri over North Fork State. Go back up to the top right here. You got Cuse, Kansas State. I like Syracuse, although Syracuse lost Fab Melo for the tournament due to probation or something. Kansas State's dangerous, but I think Syracuse got just enough to get out of there. Vanderbilt over Wisconsin. Wisconsin's just not that good. I said that in the first round. They're not that good this year. Texas and Florida State. Now here's another one of my bigger upsets. I have Texas over Florida State. Florida State's good, and a lot of people have them going deep. I just think Texas is a dangerous team that could give teams a lot of fits. They match well with everyone. They got great players at almost every position. Kind of underachieved in the regular season, but got in the tournament. Look out for Texas to beat Florida State in the second round. Gonzaga, Ohio State. Gonzaga's a very good team, but Ohio State has just got too much. They're tournament. They got size, they got wing players, they got defenders. Ohio State over Gonzaga. North Carolina against Creighton. I like North Carolina. Creighton's a very dangerous team with Doug McDermott. But North Carolina is just too big, and it's kind of unfortunate that Creighton got an 8 seed because I really think that they could be a team that would go deep in this tournament if they were in any other spot. Michigan against Temple. I like Michigan. Trey Burke, Tim Hardaway Jr., good players. Next, I got an 11 and a 14 seed playing in the second round. I got NC State against Belmont. I'm going to take NC State over Belmont. ACC conference, and Belmont I think will get worn out in their upset over Georgetown. St. Mary's against Kansas, another tough game for Kansas, but Kansas is a good team with very well coached, experienced players. I like Kansas. Dangerous game though. Left you got Kentucky and Wichita State. I like Kentucky. They're going to go deep in this tournament. Baylor and Duke, a little bit of an upset. I got Baylor over here. They're good, and Duke's overrated. Memphis and Long Beach State. I got Memphis. My whole bracket is pretty much invested in Memphis and how deep they go. Murray State, Missouri. I'm gonna go with Missouri. Murray State could beat Missouri though. The only reason why I'm picking Missouri is I'm just not so confident on who's going to win the Murray State Marquette game. So I'm going to take Missouri as a safety net. Syracuse and Ohio State. I like Ohio State to beat Texas, and then I like them to beat Syracuse and get into the Final Four. China will beat Michigan, and then they will beat Kansas, and you will have Kansas against North Carolina, and Ohio State. So you have North Carolina and Ohio State are your two Final Fours from the right side. Then you have Kentucky over Baylor. So you have Kentucky up here. Missouri against Memphis. Like I said, I'm not really sold on Missouri being all that great, but I think they're the safest pick. And if you pick the West right, you're going to win your bracket because that's the hardest one to pick. Kentucky against Missouri. I got Kentucky. They're the team to beat. North Carolina and Ohio State. I got North Carolina. And Kentucky just doesn't have enough experience for me to pick them to win it all. They are the team to beat, but I'm going to take North Carolina as your 2012 national championship winners. All right, well, thanks for watching.